The voice in the head. It's not necessarily a kind voice. It's not always got good information, but it does always have your best intentions at heart, but from a place of fear. So people who are very mindy, doing, masculine energy, higher than the feminine, would be logic-based and brain-based and head-based. So it's not a bad thing. We have to get out of that concept, but it can be extremely annoying. So how do we do this? First, it's to understand that the voices are a repetition of what was said to us. Maybe it's, no, you don't do that, or be careful, or I don't think you can, or you're not good enough. It doesn't matter what the voices are, but it's meant to keep you alive and therefore safe. So let's not get angry, and let's first stop at that stage and say, okay, so my mind, the voice in my head, and just activate it a bit. Imagine a nice challenge, whether it's a health challenge, a wealth challenge, or an identity challenge. Think of something now that you've been wanting for a while, or just decide and say, oh, that's a good idea. And pay attention. This is along the lines of the contracts, and what are you saying to yourself? And the quieter you get, the louder that voice gets. And instead of quieting it down, we want to actually listen to it. Not afterwards, but now we want to listen to it and say, what is it saying? And what is the general tone? And if it's something that you've been wanting or intending for a while, it means there is a subconscious block. Something is holding you back. Whether it's procrastination because you never move on it, or whether it's you get up to a block, but it will be the voice in the head, which sometimes we can hear, other times it's very quiet, but it will be a limiting belief. So just listen to it and see what it says. The more precise you can get, Okay. So whatever you hear, I want you to imagine that it's like an old granny, someone in a different time space than your own, that says, no, don't do that. Crypto is mumbo jumbo. Nobody will earn money with that. Or, no, you can't be an actor. It's safer. Stay home, get married, have kids. Whatever it is, see what you're saying to yourself and think of it as now as not your own voice, because it isn't. You are not talking to yourself. It takes on the disguise of mom, dad, the granny, all about staying safe. And because it sounds like you think it's you, but it's actually just a program running there. So I want you to pay attention to a voice and now distance yourself from what it is saying. Just go, oh, I hear a voice. And if I hear the voice, running commentary, then where is it arising from? Become the observer. Now go again back into what it was saying. That if you've been wanting it for a while, then it must just not be for you, or not in this lifetime, or you just can't do it, or you're useless, or lazy, undisciplined, whatever it is. And so now, if you need to open the eyes to see me, but I don't think you do, cup your hands over your forehead. One, let's say your right hand over your third eye. And whatever you're saying to yourself, so if it's I'm not good enough, you're going to run your hand from your forehead over your crown chakra and to the back and say, I let that thought go. And now your left hand, cup your forehead, run it over your forehead and say, I let that thought go. Or you can say, I let the I, and we carry on 10 times, so 5 each hand. I let the thought of I'm not good enough go. Or I let the thought of I'm lazy go. If you remember as children, your mother would soothe you running her hand over your head like this. It is actually a thing. There we go. And just keep on going with your phrase, whatever it is. It could be even, I really don't think I can do it, so I let that thought go. And here we go. And left hand. Running it over the head into the back of the neck. I think we're around about 8, and now this one would be 9 if I've got my maths right, and otherwise it's fine. I let this thought go. Okay. Come back to the voice in your head. Just notice, is it quieter? Is it gentler? Or is it more active? Think again of your subject, what it is you want to bring into your reality, whether it's physical things, states of consciousness, whatever it is, bring it back in. And notice if there's less resistance. And maybe you've got a stronger voice now, and I say, you thought that little exercise was going to help. So it can get louder because we're used to quieting the voice in the head. So it doesn't matter if it gets louder, more sarcastic, more angry. Observe that it's just fear. It's trying to keep you safe. This voice, we've always been trying to weed it out, kill it, surpass it. But now by seeing it from compassion and it being the granny inside saying, careful now, don't be getting too big for your boots, or who do you think you are if you want to create miracles or if you want to be a millionaire? Why would you want that? So it's a mixture of mom's voice, dad's voice, the collective's voice, and your granny's voice. And now just notice you've taken it on and thought it was yours. Release your attachment. To the voice. Okay. So think of an illness that you might create, let's say a tumor. You don't consider it yours. It's like your body is the healthy body, and a tumor is something weird happening to the body. So this would be the same. So again, the mind is running at full speed, trying to keep you safe, trying to keep you not to do dangerous things. There we go. Even create a voice for other people. What if I were to do this? Maybe the consensus would say X, Y, and Z. But now the exercise is try and not hear the voice. Be aware of the voice, but not what it's saying. Imagine getting like listening to a podcast and all of a sudden it got boring and your attention wanders and you let it go. This running commentary inside when we know that it's not really our voice, and then it gets a bit boring or it gets a bit limiting or annoying. Imagine saying, I would like to listen either to the next episode of that podcast that I really enjoyed. I'm not enjoying this one. This content is not trapping my awareness. So the voice carries on. It's just not entertaining. It's not trapping my awareness into it. It's not distracting. It's just blah, 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 blah. It's a granny that the intention is extremely kind, but she's not that relevant anymore. So imagine that granny being 120. Or something else like a swimming pool, but it's so cold outside, or the pool is so cold that it has no attraction. I don't want to swim in it. So imagine the voice being unattractive. It's jarring or screechy or annoying. I don't find it that appealing. So what happens in your system when you don't give that voice so much importance? We're coming back to the voice in the head. So even though it's controversial, like the flu jabs, supposed to keep you safe, but they do something disastrous to your body. But here it's the same thing. The voice in your head, look at it with compassion, that it's an old granny keeping you safe. Granny or granddad. Super loving intentions, but very limited. Don't go outside, don't get wet, don't try, don't expose yourself. What if you fall? Come to my arms, I'll keep you safe. So now look at it as that. An outdated system keeping you safe. There we go. So just like you would say to your granny or your granddad, thank you for your kind intentions. But I'm actually quite able. I've got a healthy body. I've got different attitudes or aspirations. Or we can do other things than get married and have babies. So just to free yourself a little bit from this grandparent voice. If you found a deeper voice saying stuff and you want to run your hands over from your forehead to the back of your neck, feel free to do so. And then rather than just it might become clearer and easier to understand what it's saying. But now again, we just want to realize that there is a voice and pay no attention to it. Like news on the telly in the background. I don't care for it. I don't want to listen to it. I can intentionally move away from it. Super. There we go. See how it shifts gears. And just like if it were, again, some information on the television or a podcast that doesn't hold your interest, allow your awareness to move away from it. So there's a belief system. So here we can imagine switching off the television, switching off the radio, or switching off, or even moving away from someone who is talking to distance ourselves from the information. There's a part of you that believes that you need to listen to this to stay safe. So just find what that is. You might think it's the voice of intuition, of counseling, of wisdom, but it's usually not. That comes from more of a visceral sense than a mind sense. So imagine yourself giving yourself permission to distance yourself from the voice. There we go. Now, where was that voice? See if you can find, like, in a sense of a feeling or a location, where was that voice in your head? And now turn it into light. So thank you, grandparent, for looking after me, that voice in the head, keeping me safe. Ooh, you don't want to do that. 2, becoming lighter and more daring, more inspired, freer. Perfect. And just a little impromptu push from inside saying, would it be more achievable? Is this goal easier to reach? Does it seem closer by if we can keep the granny a little more calm? So the voice is just voicing what's in our subconscious, which is our body. So when we release the subconscious, our desire, our goal, our state is more and more accessible for us. Hey. Deep breath in.